Pacific, ladies and gentlemen. As we continue our series on holiday safety tips, I am being joined today from the LaGrange Fire Department. I have on Sergeant Matt Oubre. Matt, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's good to have you on the show with Matt. I know we sat down a couple of weeks ago, it seems like.
Yes, sir.
You know, time goes by pretty quick, doesn't it?
It does.
But it's always a pleasure to have one of our LaGrange finest to come on and kind of help the people of our community just here's some of the common sense things sometimes that,
yes, sir.
During the holiday hustle and bustle, we kind of forget things because we're so excited about the season and stuff. But Matt, before we jump into that, if you don't mind, tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Sergeant Matt Oubre with LaGrange Fire Department. I'm currently the Public Education Officer. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a new position we've created here. We've needed one for a long time, and I'm honored that I've gotten the chance to be it. So, trying to get out there, spread any kind of safety tips that we can, mm-hmm. and that's why I'm thankful having me on this morning.
Well, good. And sometimes, like I said, it's common sense thing, but sometimes we just need that kind of that reinforcement.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And like I said, last week we had on Lieutenant Butler from the LaGrange Police Department. He talked about just some holiday safety tips too, and that's what we want to talk about today. Let me just ask the question: during this time of the year, do y'all see a spike in things, Matt, that we need to be aware of? Absolutely.
This time of the year, which we haven't gotten a lot of cold weather yet, mm-hmm. but this time of the year we're seeing people start turning heaters on a lot more. So we see a lot more calls, fire related. Mm-hmm. People, they haven't turned the heat on all year long. They turn it on. The dust that's already settled in there, uh-huh. It starts, moving around. People, got smoke, that smell.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of calls like that. So, we just want to make sure everybody, stays safe, mm-hmm. With the heaters, space heaters. Talked about that. That's one of our big things we like to talk about. We go into these houses and we see space heaters and stuff's piled up all around them, and that's one of the big no-nos. We want to make sure if you do have a space heater, make sure you have a 3-foot area around it at all times.
Okay.
Try to keep everything away from it. Mm-hmm. Make sure small children, pets can't get near it. Another thing too, never plug a space heater in to an extension cord or multiple cords, a surge mm-hmm. protector, stuff like that.
Okay.
It needs to be plugged directly into the wall.
Okay.
That way it doesn't overheat, and if you leave the room, please turn it off. Mm-hmm. Never leave a space heater or anything like that, by itself, not being looked after. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And, that's a good point, plugging the space heater directly into the wall. I had an extension cord, mm-hmm. and you said an extension cord, and it had kind of a frayed end on it a little bit, and I had it plugged in. I had a tree plugged into it, and it had one of the little, mm-hmm. Artificial fireplaces, and I picked the extension cord up, and it was extremely warm.
Absolutely. And that's what happens, especially with space heaters. They'll pull so much power and they heat that up. And if you have multiple extension cords and any kind of fray in the wire, that's where the spark comes, uh-huh. and that's where a house fire comes from.
There you go.
So that's why we always want to make sure, check your cords. And that kind of dives right into our next topic, like Christmas decorations, Christmas lights.
Right.
This is the time of the year for that. Everybody's going to throw out all the Christmas lights that they can,
right.
Like Sparky Griswold. See who can have the biggest and best.
That's right.
But that's one thing we want to make sure. Don't overload your outlets. Uh-huh. Always have your surge protectors, stuff like that, but no more than 2 or 3 at the most.
Okay.
You don't want 5, 6, 7, 8 different things plugged into one outlet.
Okay.
We want to make sure it's spaced out. No more than 3, into surge protector, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah, and when you said that, but we see there's some locations in our community where they decorate it out, and it is beautiful.
Absolutely.
So definitely these are tips that I'm sure, hopefully they are adhering to, and just the smoke detectors. I want to get to that too.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, when I picked that cord and it was extremely warm, I'm just thinking about had it stayed on any long, it may have caused an ignitement and perhaps caused some damage.
Yes, sir.
So smoke detectors. I know that you all have this program, the
yes,
smoke
sir.
detectors. That is a program that you all still offer to
yes,
citizens?
Sir. Absolutely. any citizen here that needs their smoke detectors checked by us, please feel free to call. We'll be glad to come out, check batteries, replace batteries, and if you need a smoke detector, we'll be happy to provide one and install it for you.
Okay.
Please call anytime. That is something, I take pride in, and the department itself takes pride in. We want to make sure every house has a working smoke alarm.
Okay.
That's something that, especially during this holiday season, we got Christmas trees, we got presents, we got so much more stuff we're piling in our houses. Let's make sure, we're protected. Make sure we test them once a month, check the batteries, check the dates, and like I said, if you need one, please feel free to call the fire department. We'll be more than happy to provide one for you.
Okay. And that 4 letters that most people like to hear, or 5 letters, well, is free too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You call us, we'll be more than happy to provide one.
Yeah. All right. Very good. And you said you already would come out and test them. I know some, and don't want to get too technical here, but some are battery operated and some are hardwired operated. So you all can test either one of them?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
sir. We can come out, we can test them. Unfortunately, we're not able to fix some of the hardwire ones. You probably have to have a technician come in, an electrician, but we can provide batteries and provide battery powered smoke detectors for anybody.
Very good. And definitely, if there's a location that doesn't have one, it'd probably make a great Christmas gift.
Oh, absolutely.
Great Christmas gift.
Absolutely.
And you're talking about the surge protectors, and not to overload those. And basically, if that surge protector itself is kind of dated somewhat, and it may not necessarily have the 3-prong, would you advise them to use that one, or what's your stance on that?
Look, check, make sure. We've seen some, it looks like it's come from the 1800s. Make sure the wires are good. You're not seeing any frays in the wires. There's not any, looks like little black burn marks where, something, it possibly did its job. It protected it from a surge of electricity, but now it might be damaged.
Okay.
Put an eye on them, and if you have any doubts on them, I'd say replace them. Okay. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, and definitely don't want to overload. Now, Matt, we got our decorations up. We got them lit up, and they're appealing, and they're very impressive and everything. I want to go ahead and do a little cooking too.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do some cooking, because I know sometimes, during the events and holidays and everything, we're doing 2 and 3 different things.
Absolutely. We got to cook 4, 5 different things all at one time, running around.
Yes.
Everybody's getting together, and all kinds of football games, TV, everything, and we forget stuff on the stove.
Yes.
Like you said, it's common sense, but when things are happening, sometimes it happens.
It happens, right?
So just go back to the same simple, just make sure you're not leaving any pots on the stove.
Okay.
We're not basically leaving stuff in the oven. Always check stuff like that, and that goes back to the smoke detectors. They'll let us know if it's working. When you leave that turkey in there too long, they're going to let you know.
Let you know.
Absolutely. Right. Another thing too, really like to touch on this time of year, candles.
Ah, yes.
That is one of the that is one of the main causes that we see for house fires is people leaving candles unattended. It's real nice. Oh, they smell great. Let's put them right here. Oh, nothing's around. I'm just going to go do this a minute, and then I forget, and next thing you know, there goes the house. Make sure, same thing like with space heaters, our candles, make sure nothing's around them.
Okay.
We're using them as part of decorations, but let's try to keep, a good 3 foot away from candles. And if you leave the room, blow it out. Don't leave the candles burning throughout the night, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and burn, blow on them, put them out. And that's something we really, really push for people. Please don't leave candles unattended.
Yeah. When you said that, I laughed because I had lit one in my bathroom the other night, and my sitting area is right outside the bathroom. I got ready to go to bed, and I just so happened to go to the bathroom, like, oh God, thank you, because I had left the candle burning there. And a lot of times, you like that little ambiance that it gives off as well, but then if you leave it unattended, like you say, you
absolutely. And that's what we'd like to see. There's a lot of different options too. Trust me, I love my candles.
Yes.
But they have the battery powered candles.
Yes.
We don't have to worry about that flame. We can just flip a switch, and we get the same light and everything from a candle. So that's something we recommend too. It's a little bit safer, but it's another thing too. Let's just be safe with our candles.
Absolutely. I want to go back to the cooking tips too, because you leave stuff in there and the fire ignites. And God forbid we do the wrong thing to try to put that fire out. Yep.
If we put water on fire, it's going out. Right. That's not the case with cooking fires.
That's right.
When we have grease fires, stuff like that, if you were to put water on it, all you're doing is making it bigger.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do on stuff like that. If you have baking soda, anything that can smother that fire, put the lid back on the pot, or close that stove, smother it, take that oxygen away from it. But if you throw water on it, all you're going to do is scatter it, and then it's really bad. Then we really get to come see you.
You're right, and we don't want to see you.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. And I see, Matt, they have on the television those blankets.
Yes, sir.
Those fire blankets. What's your stance on those?
If you have one, we recommend especially have a fire extinguisher. In the kitchen. That is something we definitely recommend. Have a fire extinguisher. If something like that happens, you spray that, that's fine. They do have the fire blankets that basically it's what it does. You put it over it, it smothers it. So any kind of fireproof suppressant like that, we highly recommend it. Absolutely.
Good. Very good. And there's so many, like I said, once again, just those common sense things we get all caught up in.
Absolutely.
The festiveness of the season, and sometimes common sense escapes us. But definitely great tips here, Matt, and even we like you, but we don't want to see you.
Absolutely. Another thing too, I want to make sure we touch on Christmas trees.
Yes.
That's something. A lot of people are going to artificial trees these days, and which is great, but let's make sure that the artificial trees are flame resistant. Most of them are, but that's something you really want to look for in picking out a Christmas tree. But if you are old fashioned and like to have a live Christmas tree in there, make sure you water it. Water it every day, because as soon as you let that tree start drying up, all that is, it is waiting to go up. When we have that candle that we're burning and we forget and we leave it on, that's sitting right next to the space heater that's plugged into the extension cord that's 45 feet too long next to a dry Christmas tree, you will be seeing us.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
That's a recipe.
Absolutely. So make sure, if you have your Christmas tree in there, keep it watered, keep everything tight, and keep any kind of heat source away from it. A good 3 feet. That's our rule of thumb. 3 foot away from any heat source.
Very good.
Fireplaces, stuff like that.
Very good. Well, Matt, I know that the public will definitely take heed to these fire safety tips. Again, because we want you to enjoy your Christmas as well and not have to be coming out for any reason.
Absolutely.
Especially after you've given us all these great tips here.
We'll be glad to come out and see you with a smoke detector. We just don't want to have to come put a fire out for you.
There you go. Very good. Matt, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing this information with us once again, and by all means, being the public education officer, if there's ever any things that you like to get out to the public, that you have an open invitation.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for what's the week coming up in just a moment.
Sweetland on Ice is returning for the 2022-2023 season. Beginning Friday, November the 18th and lasting through February the 14th, the Great Lawn at Sweetland Amphitheater will host a covered 5,500 square foot open air ice skating rink. Bring your family and friends to the Winter Wonderland and enjoy holiday decorations, a spectator section with heaters to enjoy the ice skating action, and delicious affordable concessions. Don't forget about our beer and cocktails, Sweetland merch, and on select Fridays, we'll be hosting free movie nights for the holiday season. You won't want to miss the winter fun. Go to sweetlandamp.com for ticket information.
Welcome back to the week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm being joined by none other from Visit LaGrange, Lynne Holle, to give us a lineup of all the things that will be taking place during the week of December 12th. Lynne, you always do an outstanding job, and I know we have a lot of things happening, so let's let the public know.
Okay, great. Thank you, Alton.
Thank you.
Welcome to City Scenes. As Alton said, I'm Lynne Holle with Visit LaGrange. This week we're going to be discussing events that will be going on during the week of December 12th through the December 18th. So let's get started. On Tuesday, December 13th at 7 p.m., the LaGrange Symphony Youth Orchestra and String Ensemble Concert will be held at Callaway Auditorium. This is the first time the Youth Orchestra will be performing at Callaway Auditorium since 2019, and it's going to be great. The Youth Orchestra is under the direction of Michael Gill, and the String Ensemble is under the direction of Sam Lee. They have a very special concert planned that you don't want to miss. Celebrate the season and attend this wonderful evening of music. Tickets are available at the door. Student tickets, 13 years and older, are $2. Youth, 12 and under, are free, and adult tickets are $10. Thank you for supporting the LaGrange Symphony Youth Orchestra. See you on the 13th. Wednesday, December 14th from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m., you're invited to a Christmas special with the Annie Moses Band at Callaway Baptist Church. This will be a great night of worship through music. Callaway Baptist is located at 310 John Lovelace Road in LaGrange, Georgia. Tickets are on sale now for $15 per person and discounts for groups of 4 or more. To purchase your tickets and additional information, please go to CallawayBaptistChurch.org/Annie Moses Band. Thursday, December 15th through Sunday, December 18th, with times beginning at 6:30 p.m. and 8 p.m., Rosemont Baptist Church will be hosting The One, an outdoor immersive Christmas experience. Christmas, the lights, the trees, sleigh bells, Santa, a baby's birth, the warm feeling of cozy fires and family gatherings. But what if there was more to the story? What if you're missing some pieces of a much bigger puzzle about this special time of year? Begin to uncover the answers this Christmas at The One, an outdoor immersive experience, using multimedia elements, live actors, expansive sets, and more to tell the Christmas story in a way you've never seen or heard before. Tickets are free, but space is limited. Please visit rosemontchurch.org/tickets to reserve your space. Friday, December 16th from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m., enjoy holidays at Sweetland. Come out to Sweetland Amphitheater for Sweetland on Ice and enjoy the holiday movie The Polar Express on the Great Lawn. Come bundled up and enjoy the movie or go under the tent and skate. The movie is free, but if you wish to skate, you will have to pay. Movie begins at 7 p.m., but the rink opens at 5 p.m. and closes at 9. December 18th at Piney Woods Farm, join us for a holiday cookie decorating with Becca. 2 sessions are available from 3 until 5 and 5:30 until 7. For more information, go to their website at pineyWoods.farm and click on the Events tab. Finally, joining us today is the director of the LaGrange Community Band, Neil Brumbelow, who is going to be telling us about an exciting concert coming up. Neil, welcome to City Scenes.
Thank you, Lynn. I am Neil Brumbelow, conductor of the LaGrange Community Band. We would like to invite you to our annual Christmas concert. This free concert will be held on Tuesday, December 13th at 7 p.m. in the New Life building of First Baptist Church. That's on the corner of Harrelson and Church Streets here in LaGrange. Please come and join us and hear some of your favorite Christmas music performed by members of the LaGrange Community Band. And stay after the concert for some free refreshments. That's Tuesday, December 13, 7 p.m., New Life building, First Baptist Church. And on behalf of the LaGrange Community Band, let me wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you, Neil. We appreciate you joining us today and extending the invitation to the concert, along with many future concerts ahead. And these are the events that will be happening in and around LaGrange during the week of December 12th through the 18th. Please get out, stay safe, have fun, and enjoy yourself.
Wow, Lynn, that is quite an impressive lineup. You know, we always have so many wonderful things taking place here in the city of LaGrange, and I just want to thank you for keeping the public informed. Also, I want to say thank you to Neil Brumelo that came on and talked with you about the concert that's going to be taking place. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed all that listing of things that are happening, and by always, we'll always want you to get out and take advantage of them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me City Week this week. My guests have been from the LaGrange Fire Department. I had on Sergeant Matt Oubre, the Public Education Officer, as he gave us some holiday safety tips about Christmas coming up, and also making sure that you don't overload those outlets. Also, if you need smoke detectors, give them a call. They'll be happy to bring you out one. And also make sure that even though those candles smell good, let's make sure that we put them out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed these Christmas holiday tips given to us by Sergeant Matt Oubre, and I hope that you enjoyed this interview. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.